you gotta leave? Needing that bad thing for the first time. Why you gotta leave? I can't believe I messed up, but that thing's mine. Why you gotta leave? Got me in the wrong, but I can't find right. Why you gotta leave? And I can't stop thinking about you.
What do you want to discuss? You want to discuss you being left, or do you want to discuss somebody leaving you?
It's actually both.
Okay, so it's a mixture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Because
all right. So
he initially left me, but then we got back together, and then I left him.
all right. So we going back to the beginning. Where did you guys meet? Let's just start with where did you guys meet?
All right. So this was 2005, my graduation year, the year I came out.
Mm-hmm.
I met him at a club. It was my first time going to the gay club, and his cousin, I graduated with her, and the whole time I didn't know that she was a lesbian. And so I ended up running to her one day at the mall, and she was like, "My cousin think you cute." I'm just like, "Your cousin? Who the fuck is your cousin?" So I'm thinking she's talking about a girl, and then next thing you know, she's like, "He over there." And when I walked around, it's like he was so cute, but it just like he was so scared to say something to me. Like, you know how you get like when you get a new puppy and the puppy got a little tail tucked between his legs, and he just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like he was, and I just felt like weird. I was just like, and I was like, okay, well, give him my number, whatever. So he started texting, whatever, and then I went to the club. That was my first time actually hanging out with him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was real cool, down to earth. He was a Scorpio. Anybody know anything about Scorpios?
Yeah.
You know, and Scorpios and Leos have a weird ass dynamic between the two. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, so he basically let his hair down, and we just got to know each other, and we just kind of went from there.
So what now that's how you met him. So what made you initially like connect on another level, in a sense you want to be in a relationship? What was this person's personality? What was you drawn to this person about?
It was actually his personality. It's because once he let his hair down, like he was really funny, he was athletic, he had a nice body, and it was just like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I give a little something.
He had all the checks.
Right,
yeah.
Right. He was smart, you know what I'm saying? He was actually, going in the middle of getting his degree from I forgot the college. It was in Florida. But yeah, so yeah, got a brains on his, got his shit together, got his own place, you know what I'm saying? It was basically we had the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I always look for. Not saying that I wouldn't talk to nobody who does not have the same thing that I have, but I feel like when you are freshly into something new, you need to have a portion of what I have, like for is like having your own place to stay or having a car, or be working towards that.
Yeah, like ambitious in a sense, like have a drive and stuff.
I don't want to come in and your ass ain't got shit. Now I got to come pick you up and take you to work and drop you off, and then I got to move my schedule around, let you borrow my car. No, that ain't happening. Because I found out a bitch in my car. It's a motherfucking problem.
All right, so now you guys, you meet him, you get to know him. Perfect person. Well, perfect to you. You're vibing. You're in that moon honeymoon stage. So, how was the relationship during the relationship before things went, I guess, left? How was it?
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
However,
I
had some bald-headedness in me back then. I was dating his cousin before I met him, and I didn't know that they were cousins.
Okay.
So I was me and his cousin had just started talking probably about 3 or 4 months prior to that, and like his cousin was one of those, like he was an Aquarius, and Aquarius are real easy to get along with, and it's kind of hard not to like an Aquarius. So it's kind of like he was also kind of in that same perfect thing, except he was more reserved, and he just liked to do shit like surprise you, like pop up to your job with flowers or leave money in an envelope on your windshield and shit like that. And me back then, I was kind of materialistic, you know what I'm saying? So leaving money on my windows and shit, I was like, okay. So shit. We started but anyway, so yeah, we had a relationship or whatever. I wouldn't really call it a relationship because it would lasted probably like a couple months.
Yeah.
And I found out that he was talking to somebody else while he was talking to me.
Okay, so
I was
wait. So this is not the cousin. This is your boyfriend at the time. This guy, or was that?
So Montreal is his cousin.
Okay.
And Antonio is the one that I'm in a relationship with that I met through his cousin Crystal.
Okay, so who was seeing someone else? Montreal
was seeing somebody else while we were together.
Oh, okay.
But I was too head in. Like I was like,
yeah.
I was already been doing everything right, been paying for everything, sending me money, like buying me shit. Like I was like, yeah, I gotta go until I found that shit out.
Oh, so he was finessing a little bit.
Yeah. So this is wrong on my end, and I know this, so I don't want to hear no shit. So I was still trying to heal myself from that, and I was talking to Antonio at the same time.
Okay, but you didn't know they were cousins. So Antonio was a rebound. Yes, Antonio was a rebound.
But I liked Antonio. I really did.
Shout out to the rebounds. Shout out to the rebounds, yo. They come in handy, yo. You can like rebounds. Nobody says you don't have to like. You gotta like rebounds somewhere, but you wish that was that person. The rebounds always do the thing that you want that person you love to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I guess
rebounds need love too. For real, Queen Kels.
So me and Montreal was still texting, and I kept telling him that I'm with somebody else and all this kind of shit, but I never did what most people would do, which is block that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that he was trying to chase after me, and he was like popping up at my job and shit with gifts and shit like that. I like that kind of shit, that attention shit. So I was like, I ain't gonna give this motherfucker another chance, but I like this gift though. I'm about to keep this.
Yeah.
I was still texting telling me I'm with somebody else and all this other kind of shit. Well, he wanted to take me shopping one day. This is where the shit twist.
So wait, hold up. So you right now you got the perfect man. Right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, okay. So he's treating you good. All that shit. But you was like, I want to continue to entertain this piece of shit that hurt me and broke my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we on the same page. All right, go ahead.
I'm young at the time, so I ain't matured that good yet. I'm still a little bald head.
Yeah.
So he wanted to take me shopping and shit, but I had already had it mentally in my head that we were not having sex. It wasn't gonna be no kissing, no hugging, none of that shit. So
you just say you're just gonna get your bags and that's it.
Right, I'm going to get my shit and then I'm out.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing else to be said. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't come over. I'm not coming over there. None of that. So I met him at the mall. And this is where the plot thickens. I met him at the mall and we were going around. We had been in probably like 5 or 6 stores. And like we coming out and I got like so many bags in my hand that I'm just like, I gotta go take some of this to the car.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so I'll be back. So I went to the car, dropped some of that shit off, and I come back up. As I'm coming up the fucking escalator, he's standing there with Antonio.
Whoa!
I fucking flipped. I didn't know.
So wait. So you decided to go back into the car, or did he say, "Yo, go to the car"?
No. I decided to go to the car because I had too many bags. I couldn't really carry all those bags anymore. I was like, okay, let me go drop this shit off.
And he said he's gonna wait by the escalator or something.
He was like, yeah, I'm gonna be right here looking at these watches. And then if anybody from Little Rock, Arkansas, knew about Park Plaza Mall, the second floor by the escalator had the watches right there. So
yeah,
in a little glass case or whatever. He's like, I'll be right here. And I was like, okay, bet. Well, when I come back up the escalator, Antonio is standing to the right of him, and I looked and I just froze. Like my face was cracked. Like
and this at this time you didn't know they were cousins at all. You didn't even know they knew each other.
No.
So what did you do? What did you do at this point of time?
This is where I made myself look even more guilty. Now I'm coming up the escalator, and y'all know how the escalator goes up automatically. I saw Antonio and I froze, and then I just blanked out, and I turned around and started walking down the escalator. So the escalator going up, and I'm walking down that motherfucker going the opposite way.
So you try to run?
Yeah. So I fucking hit the door. I got in my car, and I'm just like, what am I about to say? What the fuck am I about to say there?
So did they see you coming though, or no?
Yeah, they saw me. They were sitting at the top of the escalator. Antonio was literally looking down the escalator. So I'm just like sitting in the car like, what the fuck am I about to tell him? Like, this is some fucked up shit. So that's when it dawned on me like, you know what? Super, you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You really fucked up this time.
Yeah, you being a fuck boy. That's what you been.
Yeah. So I was like panicking and shit. I didn't know what to do. So
but technically you didn't cheat. Technically you wasn't cheating.
I didn't cheat. We didn't kiss. We didn't hold hands or anything. I did use that damn black card he had though, or whatever that goddamn card that looked black was. We used the shit out that motherfucker. Yeah. But that was it. And Antonio was calling. And I'm just like not answering the phone. I'm just like sitting there just thinking. I'm literally sitting in the parking deck, just sitting there, just like, what the fuck am I about to say? What am I about to tell him? What, like, why? And then I'm just like, I started getting hard on myself. Then I was like, you know what? This is so fucking stupid. Why did I even do this? Like, I'm gonna end up losing this motherfucker for this shit. So anyway, that night I ended up calling him back, and we went to go. Me and Antonio went and met at the park.
Wait, you just skipped a whole point. So you left in the parking lot.
Yeah, I drove out. I drove my own shit. He drove Montreal drove his own shit. And I don't know how Antonio got there. I don't know
you just said, yo, you cut. You didn't even go back. Fuck it.
I ain't going back. It was a GG. So I fucking drove off, and I had to get my thoughts together. So I can't remember what else I did after that. I think I went to go smoke or something.
That's why he's kick bald head.
Shut up, Bella. So I went to clear my mind or whatever. I called him back later on that night. This is probably like around about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I was he was like, we need to talk. I was like, yeah. So went to go meet him at the park or whatever. And he wasn't mad, which is what kind of made me like, what the fuck? He was smiling. She was walking up on me, give me a hug and shit. And he was just like, all right, let's sit down, let's talk. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this kind of shit? Because I'm used to ready to fight with a motherfucker at this point. Like, we finna throw some hands or what's about to happen. So we sat down, we talked, whatever, and he was just telling me what happened. So come to find out, Montreal saw my car at Antonio's house one time. He came over there to get something or whatever, and Crystal brought the shit to him outside, and he saw my car there.
So he been knowing.
He been knew that me and Antonio was talking. So Crystal.
So wait, why was you at you see? This is what I'm saying. You skipping, bro. What? Why was you at homeboy's house? You said you.
What was that, Antonio's house?
Oh, so wait, okay,
Montreal is the one that was buying me everything.
Oh, so Montreal seen you. Okay, so Montreal knew you was with his cousin.
Yeah,
got you. I got you.
And his cousin's
I thought you meant Antonio seen you at Montreal's house.
No. I never went to Montreal's house.
Yeah.
Like Antonio was talking, I never went to Montreal's house, and Montreal never came back to mine.
Yeah.
So I was actually over at Antonio's house, and Montreal came over to pick up something from Crystal, and Crystal was the one that confirmed that was my car, because he was like, that car looked familiar or whatever, and Crystal said whatever she said. That basically gave him the confirmation it was me. So he I guess they talked about whatever it was, but basically Crystal spilled the beans or whatever, and sold me. So me and Antonio was talking, and he was telling me that he knew that information because Crystal came back and also told Antonio that she had talked to Montreal about it. So Crystal told him that I was going to be with Montreal at the mall because Montreal told Crystal. So Crystal was a messing with out the family. That bitch ready to telling every damn thing.
She messy.
Woo. Man, she had me caught up in a bad place. Like,
so now you call at, like you said, 9:30, 10 o'clock. What was that conversation like?
He just said we needed to talk, and so we was gonna meet at the park.
Okay.
So that's when we met at the park, and we were sitting down. We was just talking, and he was telling me all the information that he knew about me and Montreal, and he never disclosed it because he said that I said I was single. I was like, shit, I was single. Like, you know what I'm saying? The motherfucker was talking to somebody else, so I was single. Yeah. But his main point was, if you were still single, why would if you after you were single with him, done with him, why were you still talking to him while me and you are trying to build something?
Basically.
And that's one thing. And I kept telling him, I'm just like, I wasn't really talking to him like that. I was just there for the gifts. And then he was like, but when you say you done with a person, you really supposed to be done with a person.
You gotta cut off everything.
Yeah. So that was his point. And at the time I was just like, yeah, but at the time, like I said, I was younger and I was more materialistic back then because like I had everything that I ever wanted in life. I was still staying at home with my pops, but I was actually getting ready to move out. So it was kind of like this motherfucker that bought me furniture and shit to get ready to deck my apartment out and everything. Like it was just, I don't know. I was spoiled by Montreal. Like so.
I get it.
Give me. That's all it was.
So now after this conversation, so I guess this conversation was more it was chill, it was just like words, it wasn't yelling or arguing. Okay, so what was the result of this conversation? Did you guys break up?
He actually said he didn't want to be with me anymore because he didn't feel like he could trust me, which I had to respect because I was like, it was a fucked up situation of what I did. That was just fucked up. However, I wasn't about to let him like leave like this, so I was still like text him every day, text him every night, like let's go have lunch, you know, trying to sweet talk or get him back
you was doing what Montreal was doing to you,
right?
Yeah,
yep. Exactly what was happening. So and he was receptive to it. So we was going out to dinner, we was going to the movies, we was doing shit, but he kept saying that we not together. Just because we doing this don't mean we together. He would say that every single time we would do something. And then eventually I got pissed off and like, why the fuck you keep saying that shit? Like, motherfucker, we together, goddammit. You talk to me when you go to sleep, you talk to me when you wake up. Nigga, we together. Like, that's it, that's all. But at that point, that's when I started getting real controlling. And I felt it, but I didn't give a fuck. It was just like, I felt it, I didn't give a fuck. Like, so, I want him, and that's it.
Okay, so now, so after that, so after all of this is happening, did you guys end up finally getting back together and making it official? Okay, so now I'm guessing this is the part where he does you dirty. All right, let's talk.
So, I'm getting mad all over again just thinking about this shit. So we got back together. He got back with me. I found out probably like 4 or 5 months later that he was actually talking to my cousin.
Wow.
But this the kicker. He never knew that we were cousins. However, somebody informed him and he continued it after they informed him about it. And it was one of my friends that I thought was a friend that was being messy. He knew that they was talking, they was fucking around or whatever, but he never told me that they was fucking around.
So that's basically like another Crystal.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Well, now, because Crystal told both of them. Crystal told both cousins about it. Deshaun didn't say nothing to me at all. Now, I don't know if he's listening to my cousin or not. I don't care, but he didn't say shit to me. And we was the one that was friends. He was the one that was using my car and staying in my house. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, damn.
That's not a friend.
Yeah, you ain't no friend, ho.
So do you think he did that in revenge or?
No, because he didn't know that we were cousins. Until
when I'm saying like not like the cousin part, just the cheating
talking
part.
about just cheating part. Yeah, of course. I definitely thought that because you have to think about it like for something that was going so great at the beginning, and you get your feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you get stabbed in the heart. And now you have to look at this same person and you have to think like, can I trust you? Like, what else are you doing? Me putting myself in his shoes is kind of like, well, damn, he probably thinking if you going out and you getting all these gifts from him, what else are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How can I verify what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? How do I know that what you're telling me is the truth? He can't verify any of that because I wasn't truthful from the beginning. I never said that I was not fucking with him at all anymore. I just kept saying I was done with my ex. Which I was, but I still wanted them gifts. So
do you feel that if someone cheats on someone in a relationship, the opposite part, the person, do you think it should be returned Do you think that's karma? Do you think that's
Hell
fair?
no, this ain't no motherfucking Will and Jada. Ain't no entanglements. Hell no.
He
That
said
shit should
this
not
ain't
be-
no Will and Jada.
No. I'ma get you back. Oh yeah, you got me. Nah, that kind of weird shit is that. The fuck?
Well, I guess when you cheat, you kind of leave that, you kind of set the narrative for you left that door open for that to happen to you. Not that I agree on. I'm just talking hypothetically.
I agree, and I guess that's the reason why I am the way I am now is because it's kind of like now I'm more of, if you want to cheat or you feel like you want to sleep with somebody else, I always say in any relationship that I'm in, just let me know. We can break up. You want to go be a hoe, but I want to have that same respect for you, and I want to still have that same trust with you. I have more respect for you, and I trust you even more for you to say, hey, I want to backdoor tonight. I'm trying to, fuck this little dude or try to fuck this bitch. Let me know, give me the option to protect my own heart.
Yeah.
Now, it's a difference if I'm saying, okay, well, you can go do it and we still gonna be in a relationship. I would never say that, but in Jada's defense,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that's ever a thing. Is to just because this person cheated, now it's time for you to get revenge. Because I strongly believe in karma, and she ain't no bitch. So I feel like
finding out he cheated, right? Did you confront him? What was the confrontation like? What was it? Wild? Was you throwing some bows? Like, what's going on?
No, I actually was a little bitch about it because I felt so guilty about how I did it with him and his cousin.
Yeah.
Not knowing that situation. So how can I come and blow up on you when I initiated the shit? I started, the trust issues. I started that kind of shit. But that wasn't gonna ease me up off my cousin ass though. That was not gonna ease me up off of him because I was deliberately told from Deshaun that he spoke to my cousin Ralph and told Ralph that we was together. So that I had, man, when I tell you I was ready to whoop Ralph ass. Now the only reason I didn't fight Ralph on that is because my family is one of those families you ain't fighting over no dude. We ain't fighting over no bitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I fuck with you afterwards, but we ain't finna come to blows for no.
So
no.
Now you what did your cousin say?
My cousin, the only thing he kept saying was that he didn't know. He denied that Deshaun told him that we were together until we got the drinking one night or something like that, and he let that shit slip out that Deshaun did tell him. And I kind of was like, oh, so you did know? Because your whole lie was, I didn't know.
You didn't know, yeah.
And then Deshaun was like, I told you I wasn't lying about this. So at that point, that made me stop fucking my cousin altogether. So that bitch had to walk from my house because I was not dropping him off. But he had to go. Like, when I said go, I mean get the fuck on. I only want to see you until a family reunion or something, and then we still ain't gonna talk.
Damn.
Way from a distance.
So yeah, that's that. So how was you feeling at this time of, like, you said you kind of touched on that you felt guilty, but like overall, like, how was you feeling? Like, what was your mental state? Like,
I was fucked up in the head. I really was, because I was like, damn, I fucked up first with somebody that I really saw myself building something with. Like, no cap, I really felt like we would have been like, hey, we was about to be Beyonce, Jay-Z type shit. Like, it's just, I fucked that up, you know what I'm saying? And I accepted that. So I had to accept the hurt that I was going to encounter behind that. Because it was kind of like, well, you know what I'm saying? That was your karma. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know that y'all was cousins till later, but you had a friend that was in between y'all that knew what was going on, that didn't say shit to you and let you kind of just walk into the lines then. So that had me all fucked up.
So like, are you over it, or like what did you learn from it?
Funny? You know what's funny? That he was the first person that I told that I loved them ever since I graduated from high school.
Yo.
And
shout out to I'm in love.
Damn, look. That was the first male I ever fell in love with. The first male. And guess what? We still talk to this day.
So what's your relationship like now?
We just speak every now and then. He wrote me probably like 3 months ago. It was like, hey, you been on my mind heavy. Just want to make sure you're okay. I was like, yep, I'm fine. I hope everything's good with you. And that was it. We don't have each other's number. We just write on Facebook.
So it's pretty much after the cheating stuff, it was just cold turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
It was just like there was nothing else. We saw each other in the clubs and shit like that. He used to call scenes, but we never got to the point where we actually had to physically harm each other or try to harm each other. He would just call things and be very dramatic, which I can't say nothing because I like that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? He knew if he knew somebody was coming over to my house, he was about to cock block that. So when they come over there, he be like, "Nah, this is my dude. You gotta go or whatever." You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. But then we would never get back together. So it was just like dead as a relationship, but it was kind of like you ain't gonna be with nobody else either. So that's when his Scorpio controlling side took over.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you were the same way.
Not as controlling like that. I was always one of those revengeful people. So like
you petty.
Yeah, I was on a whole nother thing. Like I never acted out or tried to stop him from going to be with somebody else. But if I knew that person was talking to him, I'd be in their ear like, that's my man, right? That's mine.
Oh my gosh.
I better not catch you over there. I better not catch your ass over there. It's gonna be some shit in the city, I'm telling you.
Cal says Scorpios are the worst.
Hey, they got that good, and they will mentally fuck you up.
I'm trying to think. Have I dated a Scorpio? I don't know. Probably, but not probably. Like I don't know. I'm not sure. Man, that's crazy because it's like it's this is the first story where I've heard that someone cheated and then in that same relationship got cheated on and that was the end of it. So it's kind of like, do you feel like if you never cheated, none of this stuff would ever happen, or do you feel like it could have still happened?
Knowing Scorpios and knowing his past, learning his past after learning about my cousin, I feel like it still was a bridgeway where it could have cleared and still went that way on his end. He'll never admit that. It was always his sisters and his cousins that was telling me that you was the one until the Montreal situation. They used to always say that, and it was like no matter who it was, auntie, uncles, cousins, anybody, everybody, I was still tight with the family where, they would still call me. They'd be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Antonio with this dude, damn, blah, blah, blah. That could have been you and all this other kid. And I'd be like, bitch, get off my phone. What you call me for? To tell me that? They pissed me off and got my head all fucked up because now I'm trying to figure out who asked something out the whoop. Like,
yeah.
So,
like it's like I've cheated, and I could say like I've probably like, yo, if I never cheated, would this be like this? But like I'll kind of like hold on until it runs dry. Then because I have to be over it. I can't.
Wait, what?
So like, it's like hard to explain because it's like you like I can't just go cold turkey. Because it's like I gotta like if I've like for instance like I've cheated and then like she found out and she like put me on blast on like Facebook and whatever, but I never admitted to I cheated, so I kind of avoided it, and I think that's what kind of like kept her wanting to know, but that kept me in a sense her around so I could get over the heartbreak, if that makes sense. It's kind of weird because like you ain't getting no if I ain't getting no closure, you ain't getting no closure.
Okay.
Like, so like, you had that conversation on, oh, I cheated, blah, blah, blah. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
Because we could still
weird,
be
though. Like, so well, I mean, why would you not want to admit, you know what I'm saying, that you did it? Like, because
I feel like
your conscience is gonna eat at you more than anything. It's gonna eat at you more than she is.
Well, at the time, I'm like, it's like like you said, you're young, so you kind of have this ego. And you it's almost like you live two different lives. Like the part of you that's cheating is not like the part of you. That's why you can't. That's why I never had an answer on why I cheated, because I fucking don't know why I cheated. You know what I mean? It was like I was almost.
Was you on the Hennessy though? Was you on the Hennessy?
you know the Henny give you no conscience though, right?
Hey, the Henny give you Henny dick and get bitches in trouble. Shit. Oh,
Yo,
shit.
well, I'm a Gemini. Yeah, Geminis, I don't mess. Geminis, man, they split personalities, man. I stay away. I stay away from Geminis.
Stay away, Satan. Stay away.
Yeah, you try to get slit. Like, nah.
Them motherfuckers will blink their eyes and be a whole other person. I'll be like, huh? Like, bitch, where my coat at? Let me go. I got to go. This bitch went from Mary Poppins to goddamn Tyrannosaurus Rex in this bitch.
My nigga say, yo, a Gemini will blink their eyes and be a
Hey, I'm telling you, I had too many Gemini friends.
Nah, man. Nah, it's real shit with the Geminis, man. That shit's real, man.
Ooh,
that shit's real. So, you basically, what, in a sense, what did that help you grow? But what did you learn? Like, for someone that's watching this and maybe in a similar situation or about to be in a similar situation, like say someone's in a good relationship now, but they talking to their ex and you or entertaining, kind of whatever it is. What did you learn from that?
That's actually how I learned not to be so materialistic, not to worry about any of the other shit. My happiness is what's more important. I was actually happy with Antonio. Montreal, I was just there because of the gifts, the things that he did for me, you know. So my thing is, you can't expect to have your cake and eat it too. I can't, you know what I'm saying, be happy with Antonio and then still get gifts from Montreal and figure that shit is gonna be cool.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do that. So I mean, that kind of settled me down to the point where now when I'm with somebody, I'm exclusively with them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't cheat. I've never cheated before. Well, before I lie, I was like, hold on, because technically that was an entanglement. That was
definitely entanglement. So is an entanglement different to cheating, or is that a new word for cheating?
Well, it depends on the scenario you use it in. If you use it on Will and Jada, that's some cheating shit. But
so you can have an entanglement and not sleep with another person. But isn't that emotional connection cheating?
I was thinking that, but I was just like, technically it's not, because, well, technically it would be.
Yeah, because you're emotional.
If you're emotionally connected to that person, then you can only really be emotionally connected to one individual. My own opinion.
Because if I always say like if my girl was to like cheat on me, like I would want her. I wouldn't want her to have an emotional connection, because that would hurt me more. Them both motherfucking joints would hurt me, but like emotional. So because that means you thought about like doing a sexual act. It was like, yo, I was in the moment. I was horny, whatever, but emotional, like
that's even worse.
But no, I'm not saying. Well, I'm trying to say, like, think about how long it takes you to be emotionally connected to someone. That means like this was going on for a while. Like you're not just gonna meet someone and be emotionally connection. They hit you up. They kind of broke through a barrier. Then they broke for another barrier. You kind of compared the two. Now you're like, oh shit, I like this guy, to a point where you're willing to sacrifice your relationship. That shit will hurt me.
Yeah. I mean, both of them would hurt. I just feel like the one night stands hurt more, because that means you have no standards, you have no morals.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, no, because
if you can easily get with somebody and have a one night stand or fuck with somebody else, even though that you've been with somebody for I don't know how many months or years, that means you have no self control at that point. You go in, you fuck or whatever. Guess what you just did? That's gonna cause this person this amount of stress and hurt. because you can't control yourself.
But
that's different from a motherfucker getting emotionally connected to somebody. Not necessarily saying they haven't slept together, but emotionally, yeah, you've known this shit is going on for some time. Yeah, that's going to hurt. But I'm even more hurt at the fact that you just didn't have any self-control and you just fucked with this motherfucker. So how many other motherfuckers was you doing this with? You see what I'm saying? When you emotionally connected, you can only be emotionally connected to that one person. So you are exclusive to two people, with one being the main. But with you being able to just fuck somebody and not, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
No, I get what you're saying, but like I'm not saying one will hurt more or less. But I'm saying if I had to pick one, because me personally, like I could have sex with people without no type of emotional. Like I could literally have sex and just be like, I just forgot about you. Like as soon as I walked through the door, out the door, I forgot. So it's kind of like, don't do that. Okay, you know what? Let me not talk about me. Forget this shit. That's why I don't talk about me on the show. You. Super looked at me like, damn, motherfucking damn. But emotional connection, because you could. So has zero stat. But you like you kind of only judge people on the way you judge yourself, right? So for me to get emotionally attached to someone, that's time. Like I'm like, yo, you gotta break me down, and then I'm in a relationship at that. Like I'll be in a relationship, and like there's no girl that could like make me have There's gotta be, she gotta be doing stuff that's like, how did I even get here? You know what I'm saying? So
like licking your balls with ice cubes and shit.
No, not even that. That's just like, oh, she a jump off. I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? I can be like, oh, do the thing that I like, but that's it. But I ain't gonna get no emotionally attached to you for some sex. Hell, fucking no.
I don't like cheating. Period. I don't do it. It just depends on how you look at this situation. I've had a break from somebody, and I've slept with somebody else while I was on that break. So
that's even worse.
That's even worse.
That
break means that we're not together. We are living our own lives, living our best life. You can fuck who you want to fuck. I fuck who I want to fuck. That sound like Will and Jada. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, dead ass. Like the break is what hurts, because you come back and you say, did you sleep with anybody? And they say, yeah. You like, damn, I was hurting this whole time and you out here fucking?
That's not how I see it, because to me, I respect you more for the break, because you gave me the option to protect my own heart. Now it's up to me if I want to come back to you after that break, but I'm not. Okay, think about it like this. Motherfuckers who, okay, let's just say you've been in a relationship for 2 or 3 years. You decide that you really want to have sex with this one person, so you bring it to your partner or whatever, and they said, well, let's just cut ties. Let's just not be together, so that way you can do you. When you come back, yeah, that might hurt the fact that y'all had to break up in order for you to go have sex with that person. But what you think that trust is gonna be? That how that person is going to trust you and respect you. That trust is gonna be through the roof. Like that motherfucker's gonna respect that everything you tell.
But some motherfuckers will just break up with you to go do that what they gotta do.
I mean, you don't have to say, long as you are. I feel like when you break up, you got to have a reason for the breakup. There has to be a reason for the breakup. You can't just be breaking up just to break up. Like, bitch, I just want to break up. Let's just break up.
Yeah, but you know, like my man's his girl broke up with him. She was, I don't feel like this no more. You know the little sobby story, and come to find out, she fucking homeboy, and that's what, because she felt guilty. She felt guilty, and didn't want to really do it until she broke up with him, and then when she found out homeboy ain't shit, she running back to my boy.
Now she smashing the homie, so you automatically have to cut.
Not he's homeboy, but another like homeboy, like what I say.
Yeah, ain't no getting back together, bitch. Where your shit already on the curb.
Yeah, things don't seem the same between us. Always works. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I just feel like, I guess like you said, like, you know, you got to know your partner and stuff like that. But also, Like it depends on the partner, right? Because I just feel like it's hard to explain, but I also feel you're always gonna lust other things, right? Like
Yeah.
you're gonna have a lust, you're gonna have these urges, you're gonna have these things. So
But I feel like with relationships like that, in my honest opinion, I freely talk about any relationship that I get in. I freely talk about those type of things with my partner, because at the end of the day, your end result wants to be, you want to have this amount of respect and this amount of trust with this person that you love. You don't want anything to be hidden from the one that you love. I'm not gonna hide shit from the person I love. Like, if I think this motherfucker cute, I'm gonna be like, ooh, that motherfucker cute.
yeah.
Do I want to be with them? Do I want to fuck them? No. Well, sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? That's a conversation you can bring up. You know what I'm saying? My biggest thing in relationship is trust and respect. That's my biggest thing.
Do you also believe in bringing other people into the relationship?
Hell no, I'm a stingy motherfucker. No touching, honey. Hell no. Touch mine, you're gonna get fucked up.
And one thing I really love about this show is because there's so much different opinions, there's so much different approaches, there's so much different personalities, and it's good because it allows people to, whatever you feel fit for your relationship or your circumstances is what you feel fit. I think we all kind of have this like one, because of social media and stuff, sometimes we have this like one kind of relationship like view.